Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to have you here today. We're about to dive into a powerful topic. She's ignoring you, 7 Stoic secrets that turn her silence into your superpower. In this presentation, we'll explore how to interpret her silence not as rejection, but as an opportunity for growth and confidence. So, let's get started and transform those quiet moments into your greatest strength. Why does her silence hurt so much? Well, when a woman withdraws, it can feel like a punch you didn't see coming. That's because, as men, we tend to crave connection, value, and acknowledgement, especially from women we desire. We often interpret silence as a rejection or a sign that something's wrong with us. But here's the Stoic reframe. Her silence is not about you. It might be her mood, her stress, or perhaps she's testing boundaries. It could also simply be her decision to withdraw. The key point is that it's outside your control. Remember what Marcus Aurelius said. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Her silence is an outside event. You can't control her behavior or her mood. What you can control is how you respond to it. And that choice, how you respond, is what determines whether you fall into weakness or rise into strength. So instead of letting her silence derail you, focus on your response. That's where your true power lies. Now, let's dive into the 7 Stoic secrets that can truly transform how we handle silence and turn it into a source of strength. First up is accepting what you can't control. This is about recognizing the limits of our influence and not wasting energy on things that are outside our power. It's a fundamental step in maintaining inner peace. Next, we have using reverse psychology. Sometimes, the best way to get through silence or resistance is by subtly shifting the approach, encouraging openness without forcing it. Then, there's turning her silence into fuel. Instead of feeling rejected or frustrated, we can use that silence as motivation to grow and improve ourselves. Reframing silence as freedom is about seeing the absence of words as an opportunity, a space for reflection, independence, and clarity. Forge emotional armor by strengthening our resilience. It helps us stay grounded and composed, no matter what silence might signify. Lastly, building a tribe of strength reminds us that we aren't alone. Surrounding ourselves with supportive, like-minded individuals can amplify our ability to withstand and learn from silence. All of these secrets tie back to the core theme of living with relentless purpose. They're tools to help us remain centered, resilient, and proactive in the face of silence, turning it into a powerful source of growth and strength. Let's talk about accepting what we can't control. Imagine chasing after someone who's pulling away. It's like sprinting after a train that's already left the station. It's just wasted energy. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or admitting defeat. It's actually a form of discipline. When we accept her silence, we're reclaiming our power. We stop begging for attention and instead shift that energy toward our own growth. I want to share a story about Tony, a mechanic who experienced this firsthand. Tony was really wrecked when his crush ghosted him, but instead of wasting time chasing her, he decided to focus on himself. He hit the gym, improved at work, and spent more quality time with his friends. Months later, she reached out, but by then, Tony didn't need her validation anymore. That's the power of acceptance. It builds an unshakable sense of worth that doesn't depend on others' actions. Remember, accepting what we can't control is key to maintaining our strength and moving forward confidently. Let's talk about using reverse psychology and attraction. Many men tend to panic when they're ignored. They might flood her with messages, become needy, or even lash out. That's actually very predictable behavior, and predictability can kill attraction because it makes you seem less interesting. So instead, I suggest flipping the script. Mirror her energy. If she pulls back, you pull back too. But here, the key, do it without bitterness. Stay calm, show indifference, maintain your composure. As Epictetus said, no man is free who is not master of himself. Mastery over your reactions demonstrates confidence and self-control. When you show that you remain unbothered, you're essentially sending a message that you're in control, which is attractive. Paradoxically, this distance can spark curiosity. She starts wondering, why isn't he chasing me? What's he doing? Who's he with? And when she pulls back, you pull back too. That curiosity begins to ignite because you're not chasing her, but instead, you're maintaining a confident, calm presence. This creates a dynamic where interest can grow naturally. All right, let's talk about turning her silence into fuel. Rejection energy can be incredibly powerful, but only if we learn to redirect it. Instead of spiraling into negativity or self-pity, we can channel that energy into something productive. For example, hitting the gym, learning a new skill, building your finances, or focusing on your mission. Think about Jake. When his girl ghosted him, he didn't sit around mopping. Instead, he decided to level up, physically, professionally, financially. 6 months later, he was unrecognizable from who he was before. That's the Stoic way. Her silence isn't a wound, it's fuel for your transformation. Now, let's shift gears a little and look at silence from a different perspective, reframing it as freedom. Silence doesn't always mean loss. Often, it's a form of liberation. Maybe she's not the right woman. Maybe her silence is actually saving you from wasting more time or emotional energy. Sometimes, the universe is redirecting us toward a better path. Remember what Seneca said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Her silence might be the ending you need to unlock a stronger, more meaningful beginning. So instead of viewing silence as rejection, see it as an opportunity, an opening for growth and renewal. Forge your inner strength by focusing on emotional armor. Her silence can only hurt you if you let it penetrate your mind. The Stoics trained themselves to guard their peace above all else. So next time she goes cold, just pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this really worth sacrificing my peace? Every time you resist reacting emotionally, you're actively strengthening your armor. Over time, what once felt like a storm of emotion becomes a gentle breeze. And in that process, she loses her power to shake you. Now, building that inner resilience also means surrounding yourself with a tribe of strength. You don't need her to feel complete if you have brothers, mentors, and allies who uplift you. Remember, isolation only magnifies her silence, but brotherhood, community, it dissolves that silence. The Stoics valued community because no man stands alone. When you surround yourself with strong, supportive men, her silence becomes just background noise against the roar of your tribe. So, forging inner strength is about guarding your peace and building a supportive network. That's how you turn emotional storms into calm and silence into background noise. Now, let's talk about living with relentless purpose. That's truly the heart of it all. You see, her silence can sting the most when you're lacking direction. When you're just drifting aimlessly, you tend to cling to her attention as if it's your only anchor. But the real shift happens when you have a clear mission. When you know what you're here to do, her silence stops affecting you so deeply because your focus is elsewhere. Ask yourself each day, what is my duty today? That's a question Marcus Aurelius would recommend, daily, intentional reflection to keep you aligned. What you need is a mission so compelling that no woman's silence can throw you off course. Living with purpose makes you magnetic. When you move through life with vision, you don't need to chase validation or attention. Instead, you attract it naturally because you're living in a way that's undeniable. Remember, it's not about chasing women or approval. It's about embodying a vision, a mission, a purpose. And that's what sets apart those who are truly captivating, living with unwavering purpose. All right, let's quickly recap the 7 Stoic secrets we've explored. First, accept what you can't control. Reclaim your power by letting go of things outside your influence. It's about focusing on what you can change and not wasting energy on what you can't. Second, use reverse psychology. Mirror her distance with calm indifference. This sparks curiosity and shifts the dynamic in your favor. Third, turn her silence into fuel. Instead of feeling rejected, redirect that energy into personal growth and progress. Use it as motivation to improve yourself. Fourth, reframe silence as freedom. Her silence isn't a setback. It can be an opportunity for new beginnings and reflection. Fifth, forge emotional armor. Protect your peace and boost your resilience against external reactions. Stay centered no matter what's happening around you. Sixth, build a tribe of strength. Surround yourself with supportive allies and mentors who uplift you and keep you grounded. And finally, live with relentless purpose. Cultivate a compelling mission that energizes you and makes you magnetic to others. When you integrate these secrets, you're not just navigating relationships, You're transforming yourself into a stronger, more resilient person. Her silence is your beginning. Men, here's a powerful reframe to keep in mind. Her silence isn't rejection. It's actually a form of revelation. When she's silent, she's revealing things not necessarily about you, but about herself and your relationship. It exposes your dependence, showing whether you rely too much on her approval. It highlights your triggers, those emotional reactions that can derail you if you're not careful. It reveals your strength or your lack of it by how you handle that silence. And this moment of silence gives you a real opportunity. It's a chance to forge resilience, to develop a sense of purpose, and to build self-respect. Instead of reacting impulsively or feeling defeated, you can choose to see silence as a tool for growth. Master these 7 Stoic secrets, and you'll never fear silence again. Instead, you'll welcome it as the forge that shapes your steel. Remember, her silence is just a whisper against the thunder of your progress. It's a minor obstacle in your journey. Warrior, it's time to rise. Embrace silence, learn from it, and let it make you stronger.